This is one of my favorite like arguments every single year. It's man civil if these dang YouTube glitches and meta players never if everyone did just run the same play, Madden would be good. All right, back in 04 when I used to play, Madden was good. Not everybody ran the same play all the dang time. All right. Well, back in 04, gas was a nickel and you could leave your back doors unlocked. Okay, not actually, but you get the idea. Look, so we're gonna break down this video why there's a meta. What I guess, in my opinion, what meta means in a gaming context, and we're just gonna talk about everything meta related, okay, and why there is one. So first and foremost, there's a meta in literally everything in life, like literally everything. Now it's not called the meta, okay, but how do you grill? Let's say you want to grill a hamburger. Well, it's gonna be something along the lines of put it on the freaking grill for 4 or 5 minutes, flip it 4 or 5 minutes, right, and you're done. Right, very, very simple. But there's a lot of other ways to do it as well. But the most popular way of doing it is probably what I just said, something along those lines. And that would be the meta for how to grill a burger, right? Makes sense, right? I mean, that's how everyone does it. If you look up grilling videos on YouTube, that's how they'll show you how to do it. And that's that, right? Okay, let's go next step. Call of Duty, right? Back in, I don't know if it still is, but like back in Modern Warfare 2, the huge thing that anybody decent at the game would do was drop shotting. Immediately you turn a corner, you and somebody see each other, bang, hit the dirt, pop, 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 right? That's drop shotting. That was the meta at that time, okay? That makes sense? So in Madden, there's also a meta, but in everything there's a meta. And there's not a ton that you can do to avoid it. Hey boys, a brief pause in the video. I want to show you guys this. I have built this website from top to bottom with my own 2 hands. I learned how to develop, how to code, how to graphic design, everything with the intentions of making you a better Madden player. I've taken people from 10 weekend league wins to 20 weekend league wins. I've taken people from non-competitive, barely playing, to beating professional Madden players in tournaments. You get access to entire offensive guides, entire defensive guides, and code premium, which is in the top of the description, gets you 25% off. I want to see you in there. Go to the description, click the link, use code premium, and start winning more games, all right? Because it's what everybody does, and the reason everyone does it, I'll tell you how this kind of trickles down. It comes from a few different trees, for lack of a better word, right? First and foremost, you have the comp guys. You have like the Henrys, the Wesleys, Fancies, all those guys, right? Those guys, honestly, I believe if you're to split like the Madden, the percentage of people who run the meta and where they got it from, probably about 25%, if not significantly less, honestly, get it from those comp guys directly. Okay, just because it's such a small viewership base, it's incredibly small, right? But what those comp guys do, and this is really where it starts, is there's comp YouTube creators, myself, K-Mac, Throne, Chaos used to be a great example of this. He just doesn't do YouTube anymore, unfortunately. But all of these guys play comp, right, and also do YouTube. So either we're using those same things that Henry, Wesley, all those guys are using, or using very slight variations of it because either we found that they're the best or they're the best whatever for whatever reason, and so we're running it. And so we're putting them on YouTube videos that are accumulating over, numerous videos, hundreds of thousands of different people seeing this. And then the order of operations for how it works for a viewer usually is, okay, I like playing Madden. I'm not winning many games. Let me see how other people are winning games. You see me play an online head-to-head game, and I win the game. You go, oh, okay, he's doing this to win the game. And then especially if you see a few different people doing it, then it's like, oh, reinforce the fact that, oh, this is what I need to be doing. Then you start using it, right? And the thing is in Madden, too, like it's there really is it's like this in everything probably. For the most part, there's a huge difference between what is meta in terms of like actually how good it is, in terms of the meta good stuff and the non-meta good stuff, or the just non-meta, right? For the most part, there's a huge gap in, there's a huge gap from even something as simple as Gun Bunch up here, right? One of the best, to Gun Bunch wide, one of the worst. Gun Bunch open, right? And the only reason you know this is because you're watching other people and you're picking up on what they do. Is the meta bad for the game? Honestly, I hate the argument. I hate to even like discuss it because you can't not have a meta. You will have a meta. Play any game online. You will see, with good players, you will see a meta. How do people learn the guitar? They probably learn. I actually don't know how people learn the guitar. I want to learn that soon. But I think they start by playing like different chords at first, right? That's the meta for how to learn. You don't actually have to learn it that way, right? That is not the only way you can learn how to play the guitar. but that's how people start. That's how most people start to learn the guitar, probably because that's how people are taught by somebody on the internet, right? This is how it is. And it's like this for literally everything, right? There's a meta for every. I want to make that very clear. There's a meta for everything. Has YouTube and the internet made it way more accessible? Yes. Is that a bad thing? I never really think access to information is a bad thing. Everyone has the same information. I think that's only a good thing. I actually hate information gap. Like not only in Madden, but just like in life. I think information gap is one of the worst things. But regardless, so what do you do if you don't like playing the meta? You don't like dealing with the meta or whatever? The nice thing about the meta is that you know what you're going to be playing against most of the time then, dude. It's like, man, it's boring. This guy's running the same play every play. Very rarely do I go through an entire season. And heck, you guys can watch my videos back. I post gameplays all the time. How often are we playing the same play game to game? So I'm asking you guys because you guys see a lot of my gameplays. How often do we see the same plays being ran game to game? Maybe every few games you'll see tight offset, but a lot of people don't even run those formations the same way. They really don't. Yeah, like I guess like corner routes. If you consider all corner routes to be the same, then sure, I guess people all run the same thing. But like there are a few different metas. So like to me, I don't know, and it makes the game easier because I know what I need to defend against going into most games. I know I have an idea of what I need to practice against, what I need to lab, and you know what I mean. So it just gives me a better advantage, right? The best way to be able to run meta. There's an argument for one of the arguments to run off meta, and mind you, I'm a very off meta first guy. If you've been with me for a while, you know that. I'm very off meta first, right? So one of the big things, though, that people say about meta is that the reason they don't want to run it is because, everybody's seen it, so they know how to defend it. One, that's not true. Like, while everybody probably has seen it, sure, most people do not know how to defend it. I could load into a game and run basic gun tight right now with just running bench and slot post. And beat the majority of players online because most people don't know how to defend it. But the cool thing with the meta is you want to get really good is to learn the meta, run it at a high level, right? You got to be running that at a good level, and then add something useful to it, right? Whether it's a new route combo that attacks a different part of the field, whether it's maybe it's a good run play, maybe you have good blocking, something. That's a big thing that throughout the year, especially you'd see it last year. This year I've kind of switched between a bunch of different offenses throughout the year. But last year when I ran a bunch of tight end for about 8 months, there was a time about like 2 months in where I felt like I needed to add something, and I added something that nobody knew at the time you could do was flatting the tight end out of a bunch of tight end and then wheeling the halfback, and you could lowball him. This was with the old wheels, so you used to only be able to lowball a halfback wheel if it was a stock seam wheel. I was able to do it with a hot route wheel, tighter window, but you could do it. You couldn't do it against man coverage though. But regardless, and adding like a little like twist to it. But the big thing a lot of people just don't do yet still is just execution at the highest level. Execute. Don't care. I don't care about all the nerdy things. I want you to execute. But getting back a little bit more on topic of like, there's always gonna be a meta. There's nothing you can do about. There just always will be. I don't know how. I just think it's such a dumb argument because there's a meta in literally everything. I'm doing laundry right now. The way you fold clothes, there's probably one standard way that most people fold their clothes, and there's probably a few other ways that you could do. Like that is the meta for that. And it sounds stupid me saying that, but that is like in terms of what the meta means. Yes, that is what that is. Just no one uses the meta, but no one uses the meta for folding clothes. Like it's just like, no, hey bro, what's the meta looking like on how you're folding your clothes, big dog? Like no one does that, but it is literally the same idea. There's a meta in 2K. There's a meta in literally everything, dude. If you don't like dealing with the meta, either you need to learn how to beat it, or you probably just shouldn't be playing video games online in 2023. Is that annoying? Maybe that's annoying, but like, there's also like CFMs and stuff like that. Like there are ways to play games online. I guess I shouldn't say it like that, but like, you know what I mean? Like it's just part of it. It's just part of gaming. And there's nothing there. It's not even YouTubers' fault because if like it happened no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, tight end attack is one of the metas in online every single year. I don't know what idiot is putting that out, but I low key tight end attack's hell. But like, I don't know. That's the meta too. Like I don't know where people there would be a meta no matter what, unless we just had no internet. And if your argument is that, then you just don't like the internet. I'm sorry, man. Like there's not much I can tell you, bro. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the meta. There'll always be one every single year. Sometimes it takes a second to develop, but there will always, always, always be a meta in Madden and pretty much everything else you do, whether you recognize the meta or not.